Is there anything that, the world needs to know July 2nd that you think is on the horizon that we haven't talked about?
Look for more changes to PPP. We've talked about some of them, but the House is still kicking around the HEROES Act, which would open a whole new round of PPP funding. There's also talk about a P4 rather than a P3, which would reopen the program. So borrowers
What's the fourth P stand for?
I don't remember right now. I'm lucky to remember one P, but it more or less gives more flexibility to people applying for the PPP.
Powerful, I bet.
Yeah, powerful. There you go. So just keep your eyes and people need to keep their eyes and ears open to what's going on with changes, because to me the PPP is so unique because it could, hopefully if they address the societal question, could be totally forgiven. That's pretty much unheard of for lenders, even the SBA, to talk about forgiving debt, and keep looking for grants.
Yeah, and there are grants everywhere too. There's people coming out. There's individuals that are coming out, giving out grants, and yeah, I definitely think that's something that more people need to be looking at. Yeah, they're smaller because they're trying to give it to more people, but
Right.
$5,000 to pay for something, 10 grand here. I mean, that can be very valuable to many, many businesses. Tim?
Yeah, one quick question. Is there any word is it the Explore America tax credit? Has that been finalized or been approved? Do you know of, Mike?
I haven't heard if it's been approved yet. I know it's been talked about, but I don't think it's become law yet. There are some CARES Act provisions that related to taxes, but I think this was an add-on that was in later legislation that may not have been passed yet.
Got it. I was just curious if there was anything, if it was approved, if there was anything that businesses needed to do in order to set themselves up to receive visitors. But I guess we'll discuss that once it's approved.
Yeah.
Or if it's approved.
And CARES Act money, there's a lot of CARES Act money that's flowing, through the states, to the localities, that has not hit the streets yet. Some of it that has been converted to either loan programs and or grants by localities. So that's another thing to kind of keep an eye on. Also, the Commonwealth is reconvening in August, at which time there's some talk that the state may create a grant program. But it is obviously subject to funding, and that's why nothing's going to happen until August, when the legislature goes back into session and talks about it. But that's something else that's coming down the pipe, possibly.
Lots of craziness. Mike,
yeah. No, lots of changes, lots of craziness, like you said, Zach. But the other thing, Mike, I am very appreciative of you, the time that you have spent reviewing all these changes. For those that don't know, Mike does all this stuff on the weekends and over late nights, and then he will post these documents and send them to us. We in turn then post them to the StartWheel website. So if you go to startwheel.org, look at our featured stories, and Mike, you do a great job documenting all those changes, and appreciate all your efforts with that.
Making it easier for people to understand what is not understandable.
Yeah, and just if you hear something, we're getting a lot of this right now, is people hear stuff through social media or their neighbor over the fence or something, and it turns out not to be true. So make sure that if you hear something related to a loan program or a grant, that you do your homework, talk to somebody at the SBDC. A lot of times I get questions fed. I don't know the answer right away, but I'll research it and find out whether or not it's true, because that's what we're here. We're here to provide unbiased information to as many people as possible.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Mike, appreciate your time.
Sure. Thank you.
We'll have to do this again maybe when there's an even more definitive answer.
Yeah.
I would say in a week or two, but really what I mean is like 4 years from now, I guess. But
yeah.
It's
a week feels like 4 years.
Yeah.
Stay cool out there, and appreciate your time helping us out on the July 2nd edition of figuring out what in the world is Triple P going to do for the world. So appreciate your time. Until next time, have a wonderful 4th of July. See you guys next time. Thank you, Mike. See you, Tim.
Thanks, Mike. See you guys.
Thanks. Bye.